What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Live Wealthy Stocks, back with our daily Apple update video where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, some key support and resistance levels that we are looking out for moving into the future, and based on that, what we think Apple stock can do. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment what your plays on Apple are, if you're long, if you don't like Apple, and I'd love to chat with you down in the comment section. So wasting no time, let me get right into it. So a little bit of a red day for Apple, as we sort of talked about yesterday, with the chance of a small pullback happening, but it was actually not looking too bad until probably the last 10 minutes or so, of the market. And that was a market-wide sort of sell-off. So if we go to NASDAQ, we were down 0.29% on the day, but this fall from 1551 to 16, the last 10 minutes of the market was kind of a pretty decent fall. Same thing with the Dow, right? Although it is green on the day, 117 points, we could see a sell here and then a sell off there, and same thing with the S&P, right? They look pretty identical. So the fact that Apple sold off, isn't something that's too scary to me, right? Because the whole market did. That being said, I think Apple did a lot better than I was expecting it to today. I thought there would be a little bit more of a pullback, which we did see, but the good news is it was bought out. So it's a dip that was bought very quickly. So right out of the gate, let's take a look at where we closed yesterday, right here in the high 131s. When we opened today, we opened in the low 132s. Right out the gate, what we saw was a sell-off going all the way down to 130s, right? I had talked about this yesterday where I could see us going back to visit the 130s or the AEMA and establishing that as a support level before we start to move back up. Well, we did that today, kind of. So 130.78, push up, VWAP, down again 130.78, push up, can't break it, push down, and then that's when we broke VWAP. And then it looked pretty strong for a lot of the day there, making a high. Actually, the high comes a little bit later, right? Yeah, 132.26. So 132.30 happened right there, below VWAP, above VWAP, below VWAP, and then 132.26. And then we were kind of trading here, and we were chilling by the VWAP, and it looked like, that was it for the day. And we were going to close pretty flat, right? Because that's where we were yesterday in the high 131s. And then we saw a little bit of a sell-off at the end, which took Apple from being kind of flat to being a little bit red. That being said, it's only down about 92 cents. If we go to the daily chart, we'll really see how much it's kind of gone up in recent times. So this 92-cent drop isn't too bad. What we see here is we were not able to make a higher high or a higher low today. It's kind of in the consolidation phase, which makes sense after the gap up and the run that we had based on the Apple car announcement news, right? So not too bad overall. Consolidating, and remember, tomorrow is a half day. It's the day before Christmas, so there could be low volume tomorrow as well. Just something to keep in mind. I do see the consolidation potentially continuing. I also see us kind of dropping to the 130s or this 129.58 level just as a support test before we push up. But I am long-term bullish on Apple, always have been, probably always will be. And I do think that, the Apple chart from a daily perspective looks pretty good. It's got a couple squeezes going, both on the hourly chart as well as the daily chart. So I'm looking at those as well. Let's take a look at support and resistance levels, what we have coming up. So first and foremost, actually, let's do it from a price level action. So red day today, that means the high of today is the first sort of point that I want to see the stock reach at, which, if we take a look at the high today, was 132.43. Once we get to that level, then I think it's important to get to the 134.41 level. And then we've got that 138 all the way back on 9/2, September 2nd, which is the highest we've been. Now, one thing you'll see is if we go here, right, the high that we made over here was pretty much the high that we made over there, 134.80, 134.41. So we're about 40 cents from that high. Not saying that that necessarily is a resistance point, right? Because it was overtaken by this higher day, but it never hurts to really look back at older points to see where the stock kind of found. So on the upside, we're kind of around the 131 mark, right? High 130s. I want to see it push that mid 132s, mid 134s, and then hopefully make a push at all-time high. I personally am hoping for that to happen kind of January 2021. We don't have that many trading days left in 2020. Could happen right now, could happen tomorrow, but that's just my hypothesis. My plays right now are, I have stock, as I always do. I've got some debit spreads expiring in January and February, and then I've got some vertical put spreads on top of that as well, hoping for the stock to stay above a certain level. So those are my plays. On the downside, right, we've got the low of today, which is 130.78, not too far from that. So we take a look at the low of yesterday, which kind of really nicely which is where we got this 129.58 level. So that's my next level that I'm watching, that 129.58 level, which gives it a little more than $1 of drop. So it's not too shabby, right? If we see a red day, we could see that as well. And then the next level from that point on is 126.65. But we've got some indicators along the way, right? So the EMA comes in 128.25. So if I were to restate that, we'd have the 129.58 level first, then we'd have the 128.25 level, then we'd have the 126.65 level. I think those are the main three that I'm watching, but we've got the 21 EMA at 124. Then we've also got this level here in the 123s. If we, for some reason, see a huge sell-off happening, I think Apple is doing really well with iPhone sales, as we saw just a couple weeks ago, that the article that came out that they're ramping up production. So I am bullish on Apple going into 2021. There's a lot of hype around the car too, so if we see more news on that, expect the stock to run. But I could see it, again, like I said, dropping a little bit before pushing up. I would like to see it hit all-time highs in the 138s, early 2021, Q1 2021, as we sort of run into earnings. But that's just me. It could happen, before that as well. Which wouldn't hurt any of my positions, but I'm trying to be realistic. So showing you guys what I truly think, rather than just saying I think Apple's going to be at 150 in like a week, right? So not how I trade, not how I see things. But anyway, all that to say, really good support. I think if we establish this 129.58 as another, like one more time, hit it and then bounce, that would make me more comfortable with that level being a support. But I do think that will hold up, and if not, then the EMA. But either way, I do think that we could be in a little bit of a consolidation phase before kind of getting ready for the next leg up. That's all I had for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like and subscribe to my channel. Comment down below what your plays on Apple are. Happy holidays to everyone. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.